Hashtag Marc Stuart Media is hashtag the Scottish medium. Hashtag Marc Stuart Medium is hashtag the Scottish medium. Hello, can you hear me now? Can I just check? Can people hear me? Yeah, okay. Apologies for that. As you can see, we've been having microphone problems, so I'm going to have to work with microphones on my head. So just to go back and cover what I was saying, Ying and I have changed the way that we're working. We're giving priority to people that are prepared to come on board and get video messages. If you're prepared to do that, Ying will post a link into the chat. It's also in the text telling you about what we're doing tonight. Use that, but use Chrome or use Firefox. Do not use any other browser because it won't work. We've got one person waiting for a reading. She will go ahead of anybody else that wants a text reading. Okay, so we've wasted a wee bit of time there with the microphone. I will jump straight into what we need to do next. So, if everybody would please join me for a prayer. So, dear Father, Mother, Spirit, thank you very much for bringing us together. Thank you for people pointing out that they couldn't hear me. Thank you for me finding my other microphone very quickly. Seriously though, please open the door to the other side. Let our loved ones that are on the other side come forward. Help me to be able to make connections tonight and give messages. Thank you. Amen. Now, I'm also going to give you a very quick spiritual address. If you could please think about a very simple question. When was the last time you felt sorry for yourself? Well, for me, funnily enough, that was about 30, 60 seconds ago when I realised I was going to have to do the broadcast with this muckle thing on my head. And muckle, that's a nice Scottish word, isn't it? It means ugly and messy. I'm saying it to try and prompt you to think. The assumption is, and I'm making the assumption in the question, that you do feel sorry for yourself at times. We all do. As I just pointed out, I was a few seconds ago. We're human beings. We all have human emotions. We all say and do things. We all suffer from things. Then we pass on to the other side. And do you want a surprise? As a medium that connects with multiple spirits every week for events like this, spirits don't change when they arrive on the other side. They're the same people, the same emotions, the same bad feelings, the same good feelings. Obviously, you don't suffer as much. And when you come forward to give readings, hopefully the fact that you're the same person enables me as the medium to give evidence. And you do grow, just as you grow on the earthly plane. I mean, let's be honest, an adult is a lot more mature than a child in terms of feeling sorry for yourself. Well, that evolution continues, which basically brings us back to the start of the question. Well, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Smile. Cheer up. Okay, so let's get on with the main function tonight. Hello, Belle. Can you hear me okay?
Hi. Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay. So you're the first person to get a reading tonight. Let me just change one thing on my microphone. Just bear with me for a second. Can you just say something just so I can test my microphone?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's perfect. A lot louder. Okay, that's going to make working a wee bit easier.
Okay.
Okay, so just out of curiosity, Belle, am I pronouncing your name correctly, by the way?
Yep. Perfect.
Where'd you come from? Just sort of which bit of the world?
Norfolk.
Okay, so UK then. Yep. Okay, so I've got a man coming forward. Age, it could be anywhere between early 50s to early 60s.
Yeah.
If he's any older than that, he looks a lot younger. Okay. Very round face. You know how I've got a sort of tall, thin face?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he's fat, but his face, so you can see Spirit use hands. It's sort of more shaped like, if my head is let's put it this way, I get the feeling he likes sport because he's describing my head like a rugby ball and his head like a football.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I think that reflects his sense of humor as well.
Yeah.
He's got short, brownish hair, curly-ish. Maybe if it's not curly, it's certainly wavy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Beginning to grey, but very, very mild greys. You know, it's still, you can still see the colour in the hair. But I think if you get up close, you know, the streaks of grey, like if I take these off, the sides of my head are grey now. I'm younger than him, definitely, but I'm further, I look older than him, let's put it that way. Can you identify who this is from the description so far?
There's two who it could be.
Right, let me see if I can get any more then. Definitely sporting. I don't think he played sport, but he went to see sport, let's put it that way. Maybe a coach, or maybe had children that played football. But I get the feeling it was much more than just a casual, you know, it was much more than just, oh, I'll put the football on the Sunday to watch it. Definitely married.
Yeah.
I don't think his wife is in spirit yet. I think his wife is still with us on the earthly plane.
Yeah.
Does that narrow it down for you?
Yep.
Right. Okay, so we know who we've got. Let's see why he's coming forward. Let's see what he's got to say for himself. Question, do you have a dog?
Yep.
Has the dog been either ill or acting out of character recently?
Yep.
Like sort of barking when it shouldn't be barking, or...
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
That's why he's come forward.
Okay.
There's something going on with your dog. The dog's not in pain physically, but there's something going on with it emotionally. I grew up with dogs, so you can tell that I'm quite. When I start talking about emotion with dogs, you know what I mean. There's something upsetting the dog. Do you know why the dog's been barking, or is that the mystery?
He's very, very, very old.
Right. Okay.
So I think he's only just with us, if I'm honest.
Right. Yeah, I get the feel. Yeah.
But he has been barking all the time.
Is he beginning to go senile? Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Politely.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Right. Is there a cat as well? Maybe not living with you, but is there a cat that comes to the garden?
No.
Maybe keep your eye out. Do you have a garden?
Yeah.
Just keep your eye out.
If a cat comes in, I don't think he'll make it out again.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about coming into the house.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not talking about when the dog's in the garden. But it's like whoever this man is, he's letting me get smells, if that makes any sense, of what the dog's getting.
Okay.
And I wouldn't know a cat smell if I, you know, if it came across me. But that's the feeling I'm getting. I don't know why, but I just get, maybe the dog's thinking there's a cat and there isn't a cat. Maybe he's the spirit of a cat, but I'm getting it. No, it's noise. I'm getting a sort of squealing. It's not the dog, but the dog is hearing a squealing noise.
Okay.
And that's what's causing him to bark. Maybe I'm wrong about the cat, but it's a high, you know, it's like you and I wouldn't hear it. It's a high-pitched noise.
All right.
Now, I don't know whether the dog is imagining it or if the dog is actually hearing something.
Okay.
But maybe investigate that.
Yeah, I will do.
Maybe get, I don't know what you call them, but get a microphone or something that can hear, actually you can get apps on your phone that can detect high-pitched noises, can't you? I think.
Got no idea. Okay.
Neither do I, but that just suddenly came into my head. Yeah, so I'm going to take that as whoever this man is, that's what he's guiding. But try that. See if you can identify what this high, like I said, if I had to guess, it sounds like a cat, but maybe not. Yeah. Just investigate the noise. And have you received an A4 size brown envelope recently?
Not off the top of my head.
Are you expecting one? You know, some sort of paperwork that's going to come. Maybe not Maybe not in a letter. Maybe not as a letter, but are you expecting?
I actually received an A5 brown letter this morning. If that would do.
Well, yeah. I mean, I suppose it's bigger than the standard offered letter. So yeah. Have you opened it yet?
No, I know what's inside it. That's why I've not bothered opening it.
Yeah. There's something about it that's not what you're expecting.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's good or bad news. So he's not letting me know that, but he's just drawing attention to it for some reason.
Okay.
Do you have a partner?
No.
Somebody that could be let me rephrase it. Is there somebody that you're circling around that could be a partner? Or somebody that's circling around you?
I've got a recent ex-partner who I'd like to, I don't know whether that's all.
Yeah, don't you know the message? Don't feed the medium.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask a direct question because I'm trying to make sense of what he's showing me or making me feel.
Mm-hmm.
Who caused him to become the ex? Was it mutual, or was it one of the two of you that made the decision?
It was me.
It was you.
Yeah.
And you now regret that. I mean, you've said that you now regret that decision, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever this man is he's waving his finger at you like that. How long ago are we talking? 6 months?
No, about 2.5.
2.5 months. So where does the number 6 come into it then? I got the number 6 thrown at me by this man. Does that mean something about the person, or maybe an anniversary, a date, something coming up?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Right. Well, watch out for the number.
Yeah.
About to do with the man. It's very specifically about getting back with. I'm assuming it's a man. Apologies if I'm wrong. It's very specifically about getting back together with this man in some way. So,
okay.
Just watch for the number 6.
Yeah.
It's like a key. The man's showing it like a key. So, just watch for that. I'll leave you with that then. And
Thank you.
Did he have a problem with his eye? Like blinking or focusing?
The man who's passed?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was almost blind in one eye. Yeah.
Yeah, he just suddenly drawn attention to the one eye.
Yeah.
He's just given that as further evidence that we've got the right man.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'll leave you with that.
That's lovely. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Goodbye. If you just when you do, when you close down the browser you're in, go back into Facebook, you'll be able to follow the rest of us.
Yep. Okay, lovely. All right then. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Bye-bye. Okay, so people, that's the way it works. As I should have explained at the beginning, I'm now working with a 10 to 15 second time delay. So basically, if you would like to get a real-time reading, then please give us go through the video link instructions. Right, coming to Kathleen Boyle. Kathleen Boyle. I have a woman coming forward, quite elderly, although quite sprightly, quite thin. I get the feeling she jumped around. So, Kathleen, are you still with us? Kathleen, are you still with us? We have an expression in the UK. Are you with us or are you with the Woolwich? Oh, that's an advert that goes way back, doesn't it? So, Kathleen, I've got a woman here that would like to speak to you, but can you please just give me a quick yes or no if you're still with me? Obviously, not. I know, not if you... Sorry, just give me a quick yes if you're still with us. Kathleen? Hello, Kathleen? Okay, Kathleen, I'm going to move on to someone else unless you can give me a quick confirmation that you're still with us. Kathleen, are you still with us? Okay, Kathleen, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to move on. Okay, coming to Charmaine Leach. Charmaine Leach? So again, Charian, if you can give us a quick yes if you're still with us. Charian Leach. Charian, I've got... hello, Charian. Sorry, Charmaine, my mistake. Just to explain, I'm having to decipher my wife's handwriting as she gives me the names of the person that gets the next reading. Okay, Charmaine, I've got... Charmaine, before I get started, just tell us where you're from. Are you from Great Britain or are you from anywhere else in the world? I've got a woman coming forward for you, as I said. She is quite elderly, very small. I get the feeling that as she's got older, she's sort of, size-wise, she's gone like that. Okay, you're a local then. A local to me, that is. The woman is showing me wearing a green raincoat. I don't know if this is a coat that she wore in her later years in life or if she just liked the colour green, but it's a very light, maybe even turquoisey, a sort of turquoisey shade of green. She's got grey hair, and I get the feeling she sort of wore her hair in her head, like either sort of, I'm not even sure what the word for it would be, bonnet. So, Charmaine, can you identify this woman from what I've said so far? Elderly, small, very light, weight-wise, and she either liked a sort of light green turquoise or she's showing me a coat, a raincoat, a sort of light winter coat, light heavy summer coat, light winter coat. It is what you would describe as a raincoat, though. It's that kind of coat. Okay. Right. Stay with me, Charlene. I'm going to do this as an open message, just see if anybody else can take this, because it's quite early. It's the first text message I'm doing, and there's a time delay, so I do sometimes get the wrong spirit for the wrong person early on. I'm doing this as an open message. Can anyone take a small woman? She either likes or associates with the color green turquoise, grey hair, and she sort of does her hair up in a sort of bonnet on the head. And the word bonnet, she's putting that in my head to describe the hair. Don't know what that... It's not hair. It's not a word I would use to describe my head or my hair, but can anyone understand who this woman is? Can anybody understand a woman in spirit, very elderly, 70s, late 70s, early 80s at least, very grey hair. She's very small, almost as though she's wasted away in the last few years. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Thanks, Angie. So, can anyone understand this woman? Can anybody connect with this woman in spirit before I ask her to step back and go back to Charmaine? So, can anybody understand this woman coming forward? Going to keep her for a few more seconds before I ask her. Yeah, very small, Angie. I mean, you can't really see me, but I am 6 foot tall. She's only up to about here on me. She's in her late... When you sit right, so you can't take the age. No, it can't be yourself, Angie, then, because this woman, I'm not 100% guaranteeing her age, but to me, she looks as though she's in her 70s or 80s. If she's not that age, she certainly looks a lot older than she actually is. I mean, it's grey hair. Okay, so I'm going to keep this open just for a few more seconds. Can anyone take an elderly woman? She either is or looks late 70s, early 80s, very small. I'd be struggling to say she's more than about 5'5", 5'4", and she does her hair as Angie just told us, the correct term is bun. Sort of hair up like that. So I'm going to ask her to step back if nobody else can take this woman. Okay, Charmin, coming back to yourself. Okay, Charmin, so we were with you in the first place. Okay, ask your partner about the coat then. It may not be the colour. It may be the coat. Like I say, the colour is sort of like a turquoise greenish coat. Just ask your partner, is that a coat that he can remember his grandmother wearing? So let me see what else I can get. The coat also had a loose belt. It's got a sort of a loose belt that she hung loosely. You know, it's sort of like, it's like a strap belt that you would use. So just see if your partner can recognize that coat, just as confirmation of her. Let's see, on the assumption that it is, let's just see why she's come forward. Let's see if she can make any sense of the message. Something to do with a property, an apartment or a flat. Charmaine, can you understand either selling, buying, or changing your address? And I don't, either something you've been talking about or something that's coming up soon. Okay, thanks for the confirmation, Charmaine, but can you understand, this is the message that we're getting. Either yourself or somebody very close to you talking about changing your address or being forced to change address. And I get the feeling it's a flat, or as the Americans would say, an apartment. Does this make any sense to you, Charmaine? Right, okay. Now, I'm not sure if I'm interpreting this correctly, but I get the feeling that there's resistance to change. I don't know if it's you or if it's your partner or somebody else. It's something's preventing you from changing, or something is resisting the change, or is something forcing the change and you don't want to change. Can you understand the feeling I'm getting? Can you understand what I'm talking about here, Charmaine? Like I say, it's like a feeling of resistance. You don't want to change. You're being forced to change. Something about the change. Can you make sense of this? So it's you that doesn't want to change. Okay. Well, let me see why she's making me aware of this. My hand is being drawn up to my head. So is it you that's having that? I think this is metaphorical. I don't think this is literal. But can you understand having a headache over the conversations or arguments about the change? Again, does that make sense, Charmaine? It's like, I want to go like that. Or it might be symbolic, because I'm not just putting my hand up to my head. I'm putting my hand up to my eyes. I'm going like that. Like, I don't want to look. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to realize it. Right. Okay. So we're just getting confirmation of what's going on. I'll be honest, I'm not very sure how to describe your partner's granny. I don't know what her relationship would be to you, but she agrees with you. She's on your side. Whatever it is regarding the resistance, she wants you to know that she agrees with you. Is it your partner that wants to do the change and you're the one that's resisting? If that's the case, then let your partner know that his granny is very, very much on your side? Or if it's not disagreeing, is he not supporting you? Something. Just as a side note, everybody, as you can see, yeah. So that's the message for the two of you. Pass on to your partner that his grandmother is on your side. And I get the feeling that she could be quite a little tyrant when she was alive. Pass that on to your partner. He'll understand what we're talking about. Okay, I'm going to get a wee bit personal here with you, Charmaine, because I'm trying to make sense of what she's giving me. Is it normally your partner that's like the inverted head of the household? If you know what I mean. I mean, in this day and age, there isn't a head of the household, but I get the feeling that she's basically wanting you to take on her, let's call it, management style of people. You're the one that's to put your foot down. You're the one that's... This isn't... Okay. Well, in that case, it's me that's misinterpreting this. But she's very, very much wanting you to be her in style. I'm just getting it as an emotion. I'm not getting it as words. So apologies for the misinterpretation. But it's very, very, very definitely you're to be her in terms of style with your partner. Basically, put your foot down, let them know that you're stop resisting. Just, you say it's usually you. Well, unless there's a practical reason why, whatever, put your foot down and just let your partner know that you're not the two of you are not moving. She put those words in, like I say, I normally get emotions, but she put that into my head. And she's wagging the finger again. You have to let your partner know that the two of you are not moving. And he's not... Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that. I think we're getting a wee bit too deep into your personal life. Okay, so coming to Angie. Now, just a little note there, everybody. If you do a comparison of those two messages, you can see that the first message was a lot easier and I was able to get the evidence a lot quicker. So now would be the time, if you want to get a serious message, use the video link. Okay, coming to Angie. So Angie, are you still with us? Angie, are you still with us? Angie, yes, hello. Thanks for the help with the hair, by the way. So just basically, before I get going, Angie, there's the video link that you can use. Follow those instructions and you can come and get a video message. So, Angie, I have a man coming forward. Now, I don't know if this is something literal or if this is something symbolic, but he's showing me something that I associate very, very much with an English town called Torquay. So that's down on the English Channel, the sort of Riviera, the English Riviera zone, Cornwall area. So Angie, quick question for you. Whereabout do you come from? And can you take an association of a man from the sort of Cornwall, Torquay area? So Angie, just give me a quick heads up as to where you come from. Just let us know where we're communicating with. Okay, so you're local to me again. So Angie, can you take a man in spirit who's got some sort of association with... Now, it may not be that he lives there. I mean, don't get too fixated on somebody living there, but there's some sort of association with this man in the Cornwall, maybe a holiday. Maybe you've gone on a holiday with him. He's quite elderly. I'll tell you what he's showing me. He's showing me a very ornate walking stick. Now, it's me that's interpreting that as Torquay, because I actually bought a very similar sort of carved walking stick when I was on holiday in Torquay about 10 years ago. So it may not be Torquay. It may just be me that's doing the association with Cornwall Torquay. But can you take an elderly man? It's not a walking, it's not a walking, it's not the sort of wooden walking stick sort of carved that he's going to actually walk with. It's a very, I'm not saying you wouldn't use it as a walking stick, but it's a very, very ornate walking stick. It's the kind of thing that you would buy, like I said, it's the kind of thing that you would buy in a sort of tourist shop in the south. So, Angie, can you make sense of this? It's a man, quite elderly, using an ornate walking stick. So I've got an okay. Angie, can you understand who this man is? Give me a yes man, yes walking stick. Or if you can understand Cornwall with an elderly man. So, okay. Right, people, I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to open this up and see if anybody else can make sense of this. I've got a man, quite elderly, who is, like I say, he's showing me. Okay, I'm sorry, Angie. I'm still with Charmaine. Okay, obviously, Charmaine, you were the last person I was with, so you can recognize who the man is. So let's see what the man's got for you. Okay. Again, same as the last spirit. Hand going up to my head. I don't think this is this is not the movement headache. So Charmaine, do you have something else apart from your conversations as we had in the last message? Can you understand another headache? Maybe it's a real headache. So Charmaine, do you have a real headache going on just now? Again, I'm doing the same again. Putting my hand at it. No, I'm not covering my eyes this time. I am literally putting my head up onto my forehead. So, Charmaine, can you understand this? Can you understand? Okay. Okay, so no, you can't understand that then. So it must be symbolic. Can you understand a headache with the man? The man that we've got coming forward. Can you understand a headache from him? Again, people, time delays. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean by the headache, Charmaine. I'm not saying a literal headache. I'm saying a symbolic headache worry. So yes, that makes complete sense. Okay. Charmaine, have you been taking a glass of wine before you go to bed? Or more appropriately, have you been taking a bottle of wine before you go to bed? Like you've been getting yourself worried and you've been having a drink, maybe not wine, but that's what I'm being shown. Does that make sense to you? Or is it just a feeling? Like you've been getting worried and you've been having a good knocking back a couple of glasses of wine to get to sleep to stop worrying. Does that make sense? Okay. I can't take this back. What he's showing me is a half bottle of wine. So if it's not you, Charmaine, can you understand somebody around you? Right, it's the sleep then. Okay. I think that's I think I've misinterpreted what the message is. I think what the man's saying is take a glass of wine before you go to bed. Now, I know you said you don't take alcohol, so I'm assuming, please don't come and tell me you're teetotal, but he's very, very strongly, it's him. Okay, I'm assuming, Charmin and Amy, that you're together from that. Okay. So Amy's giving me some information there, Charmaine. I'm assuming the two of you are together. Amy, are you and Charmaine connected, or are you coming in here? So, Charmaine, I'm trying to make sense of this. Like I say, he's showing me... Right, okay. Right, so Amy, if you could please not jump in and try and take the reading, because that gets very confusing and it disrupts the connection that I've got. Right, so Charmaine, give me a couple of seconds to get tuned back into this man. So, Charmaine, like I say, this man is showing me a half-empty glass of... It's definitely wine. Now, I'm trying to make sense of this. I think the message is just go and have a small, just a couple of mouthfuls of wine before you go to sleep to calm you down and help you to sleep. I'm not suggesting that you go and knock half the bottle back, but he is very, very firmly showing you taking a small portion of wine. I'm going to leave you with that because I'm sorry, but with the disruption there, I'm trying to make sense of it. That's the only thing I can say. He's definitely showing me you taking a small amount of wine. I'll leave you with that, Amy. Sorry, Charmaine. Right, coming to Caroline. Caroline Tiny Johnson. So, Caroline? Caroline Tinks Johnson. Are you still with us, Caroline? So, Caroline, I've got... Caroline, I've got a woman coming forward, and I get the feeling that she was a lot older than the age that she's showing me. But she's showing me her in her mid-20s to maybe early 30s. But I think that's when you knew this woman. I don't think this was her age when she passed. So, Caroline, this is somebody that was older when she passed into spirit, but for some reason, like, I think this is when you knew her. She's showing me in an age of sort of like mid-20s to early 30. So, Caroline, Caroline, unless I get a quick feedback, I'm going to let this spirit pass on. Okay, sorry, Caroline. Coming to Lindsay Musso. So, Lindsay Musso. Lindsay, just give us a quick hello, confirm you're still with us, and tell us whereabout in the world you are. Everybody's been local to me so far. I'm hoping that somebody's a wee bit further away. So, Lindsay, are you British? Are you American? Are you Australian? So, Lindsay, let us know if you're still with us. Just give us a quick hello. And like I say, let us know whereabout in the world you are. So, Lindsay, are you still with us? So, Lindsay? Lindsay, you asked for a message a few seconds ago. Are you still with us? Again, Lindsay, I'm not going to keep this open much longer unless you can just give me a quick heads up that you're still with us. I'm going to move on to the next spirit. Again, people, this is part of the problems of doing it with text. If it's video, it's much easier to get a connection and keep it open. Okay, Lindsay, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to move on to the next person. Coming to Elizabeth Taggart. Elizabeth Taggart. So, Elizabeth, are you still with us? Elizabeth Taggart. Hello, Elizabeth. Okay, Elizabeth, I've got a man coming forward. Just give us a quick where you're from. Are you Scotland, England, Ireland, America, Australia? He's wearing a heavy coat, a real heavy coat. A dark blue or black coat. Okay, hi Elizabeth, you're local. Oh, I'm getting depressed because everybody's local. You're all Scottish. I want somebody abroad. Just my sense of humour. Okay, Elizabeth, I've got a man. Find his age difficult to judge. Certainly in his late 60s to early 70s, but I'm judging that. But what he's drawing my attention to is a really heavy sort of winter coat. I don't know if it's a cashmere coat, but it's a good quality coat that he's wearing. Again, it's maybe right. So Elizabeth, I need to give me more than a yes. I'm taking that you can recognize who this man is. Like people, when you give me a yes that doesn't give any details, say yes coat, yes man, yes, you recognize who it is. So I'm assuming that yes is that you can recognize this man. Let me see what else he's giving me. Okay. You don't need to give me that level of detail, just man, coat, so you can recognize him, because I could have got more evidence to give you. He might have told me it was your dad. It's called Don't Feed the Medium, unless the medium says clarify that for me. But okay. Elizabeth, is your mother still with you? Your mother's still alive? Or a woman that's very motherly, still alive? Somebody you're caring for, or if you're not caring, somebody you're having to keep an eye on? Somebody your dad would... I'm assuming it's your mother, from the way that your dad's... Right, so it's not your mother. Can you think of a woman now, alive, maybe not caring for, but elderly, definitely somebody that your father knew and that you know now? So, is that a complete no, or can you recognize this woman? Like I say, Elizabeth, maybe not somebody you're caring for, obviously not your mother, but you can understand who the woman is. Okay. There's something going on with this woman just now. Something that she's not telling you about. Something to do with food. quite literally food or diet. Can you understand having a concern about this woman's diet, or not eating the right food, or it might even be eating too much food? Something about diet or eating disorder. I'm sorry, I'm finding it difficult to tie it down more than that. It's because your dad is speaking about somebody else that, and time delays don't help either. Tins? Can you understand something about tins of food to do with this woman? I'm being shown my cup. We've got a cupboard, and Ying and I. Okay, so it's you that has the eating disorder then. Okay. Apologies, Elizabeth. Then what does this woman have to do with your eating disorder? Sorry, it was me that was making the assumption that it was the woman's eating disorder. Obviously, it's your eating disorder, but the woman has something to do with it. Is the woman causing it, or is she making it worse for you? Or is she the solution? It's definitely the food, the eating disorder, and there's definitely some connection with this woman. Either she can make it better, or she's making it worse. I'm sorry, Elizabeth, but I'm really struggling to make much sense of it. So, Elizabeth, can you understand why your father is making a connection between your eating disorder and this woman? Can she either help you? Right, okay. So I'm assuming from that your mother's part of this woman, because like I say, I got a motherly, that kind of ties into the feeling I got about the woman, because like I say, I got a very motherly feeling, and obviously that's a feeling that you would associate with looking after you if you had an eating disorder. So my apologies for misinterpreting that. Again, people, this is just an example of time delay, having to keep the connection open with Spirit. It's much easier if I get a video link. I can get straight in there and it's straight away. Okay. Just basically take the help. No, it's definitely not your mother. It wouldn't be her coming forward this early. But that might, okay, but that obviously might tie into your eating disorder, because your mother passing is not going to help your eating disorder. So again, apologies for me misinterpreting it. Just to reinforce the time delay in keeping and interpreting, it's much easier with a video link, people. But okay, just basically from your father, take the help of your family. Just take it all. I'm going to leave you with that and your father's love. Right, coming to Amy Smith. So, Amy. You're welcome, Elizabeth. Okay, so Amy, are you still with me? And let me know where about in the USA. I was in a psychic fair in Chicago in March last year, and then I went up to Fredonia, which is just outside of Lilydale, and I was working there for about 2 weeks. So, do you recognize those names, or are you the other side? Are you from California? Anyway, Amy, let's see who we've got for you. Okay. Amy, can you take a woman in spirit who is very secret? I think this is her personality. I asked her how old she was, or to show me sort of features so I could guess how old she was, and she turned around like that to hide her age. So a woman in spirit. I think she's quite a good age, let's put it that way. Let's be diplomatic for her. But she doesn't like telling people or letting people know her age. Really, really, really does not like letting people know her age. Or she turns like, the spirit use my hands, she turns like that. Maybe a dancer, maybe somebody good with her feet. No. Ooh. Depends what you mean by young, but I would say she's in her 40s, 50s, 60s. I know that's quite a wide age range. She's not, she's hiding her age from me. So she's not going to tell me how old she is. That really, I'm going to be honest. It's a complete guess how old she is. She's not even showing me her face now. All she's letting me know is it's an absolute, she would not tell people her age under any circumstances. She doesn't even, I can even see her filling out a form with her hand, and she's like writing her age down, and then she's immediately scratching it out. Now, Amy, it has to be, again, the only bit of evidence she's giving me is she hides her age. So I'm going to, from the way you're saying yes, I'm going to take it that you understand this to be this woman the way that she's hiding her age. Like I say, people, don't just give me yeses, give me yes to what you're saying. So that I know whether to get more evidence or not. Before she passed, did the two of you have a falling out, an argument? Maybe not an argument, but a disagreement. Right, okay, so it's definitely her. She still does. So did the two of you, shortly before she passed, have some sort of conversation, disagreement? Well, before you lost contact, but like when you were still in contact with each other, did you have some sort of disagreement or argument, or am I misinterpreting the losing contact? I get the feeling there was something that sort of like forced you apart, or like I say, it's more than just losing contact. It's some sort of disagreement. So think back to the reason why you lost contact, or sometime before you lost contact. Before you lost contact on a regular basis. Okay. But you can understand, okay, so in the context of what you've just given me, you can understand the disagreement between the two of you. Does that make sense? From the information you're giving me, I'm going to take it that you understand, without repeating what you've just said to everybody. I'm going to take it that you can understand the way I'm describing. So going back to when you split up, before you split up. Right, okay. So you understand what we're talking about then. She wants to let you know that you were right. I don't think it's that. I was interpreting it as you had a disagreement and she was letting you know that you were right. But I think, given the information that you've just given us, what she wants you to know is, now that she's on the other side, that you were right to go your own way. Have you been feeling guilty? I mean, given what you've just described, can you understand her putting in my head that you had some sort of feeling of guilt about splitting up or not supporting her? Does that make sense? Because I get the feelings that she's giving me are quite clearly that she's very much agrees with your position, and that whatever, without going into any more detail, whatever this is all about, like going your own ways, you were right and you shouldn't feel guilty for anything that happened. So, Amy, can you understand what we're talking? Can you understand this? So, Amy, are you still with us? Can you understand? Okay. Basically, maybe I'm misinterpreting what she's putting into my head, but it's very, very much you've not to feel guilty. That's very, very. I mean, like I say, I was trying to interpret it in the context of the information you gave me, which I really shouldn't have been doing. But like I say, there's time delays, so I sometimes have to put the bits and pieces together. But very, very much, she doesn't want you to feel guilty. She wants you to basically pick yourself up and move on. Not forget her, that's not what she's saying, but don't remember her with the guilt. Don't feel the guilt. So I'm going to leave you with that, Amy. I hope that helps. And everybody, I'm going to basically say thank you for coming with us tonight. It's been a little bit jumbled. I was hoping to get more people using the video links, I'm going to be honest. We will be back on Sunday, UK time at 8:30. Most of the people from Scotland, if you're still with us, you'll probably cringe at what I'm going to do next with the Scottish music before we end, but I am going to end with a prayer. So if everybody would please join me for a closing prayer. Dear Father, Mother, Spirit, thank you for the messages that we had tonight. Thank you for everybody's patience in me overcoming the microphone issue. Thank you for my wonderful headset that I've having to been wearing all night. Sarcasm apart, please take any energy that we've got tonight, please pass it into the world, find some good for it. And please, with all the changes and all the turbulence that are going on everywhere in the world, here in the UK and America, please let people calm down. Let people just remember that we're all the same. Let people not put the hand out to shake hands, literally, obviously, with COVID, but metaphorically. Let everybody put a hand out and shake somebody's hand this week. And by doing so, make the world a better place. Thank you. Amen. Okay, so let me just close us down with our closing music. And good night. And again, just to say thank you very much. Ying and I will be back 8:30 UK time on Sunday, which is obviously tomorrow. If you have had a reading, if it's not too much trouble, please go to my Facebook page, Just a Scottish Medium, or you can find that from my webpage. You can see the address at the bottom. Click on references and please leave some comments, reference on Facebook. Always helps to build up the reputation. Many thanks. And again, good night.